very short piece, and I'll finish with the final, very short one. You know, it's easy to sit with people when they're happy. It's a lot harder to sit with people when they're going through a rough time. That's what this short piece is about. So, I need you to understand my tears, not only my smile. Pause for a while and listen to my heartbeat skip like a broken record, skip like a broken record, skip like a broken record. There is no prosthetic for an amputated spirit. No pacemaker that can heal a lifetime of running when all we really do is run into ourselves over and over again. Now, the last piece, I wrote that piece actually while I was in New York last week. I wrote it down in one afternoon. At Christmas, I'm adopted, so that's an important part of that piece. I'm adopted. I was adopted together with my sister. We were born in South Korea together. She's my biological sister. We were adopted by a Dutch family. And this past Christmas, our parents gave us the clothes that we were wearing the day we arrived to the Netherlands. I did not know that they had saved that for all those years. 16. Now I'm a bit older. It was an emotional Christmas. I've thought a lot about adoption. Receiving those clothes and the travel papers and photos from that trip from South Korea to the Netherlands brought back a lot of memories of all the reflection I've done about adoption. And I wrote this piece. Any parents in the house? Okay. I guess this is dedicated to my birth parents, dedicated to every parent here in the room who sacrifices so much for their kids. I wrote it a week ago. I've tried all day today to memorize it, but I'll keep this here just in case I do forget the words. Oh yeah, when I wrote this piece, it felt natural to put in the lyrics of a song, Stand By Me by Benny King. I'm not a singer, so just imagine his voice on those parts. Sometimes I find myself pondering the question, what would have become of us if we would have grown up in South Korea? I wonder sometimes, what were our birth parents thinking when they gave us up for adoption? Of all the options they could choose from, what made this the best one? What goes through your mind when you find yourself in a place without space for your own flesh and blood? When the night has come and the land is dark and the moon is the only light we see. No, I won't be afraid, no, I won't be afraid, just as long as you stand by me. I'd like to believe that this, the toughest decision they ever had to make, was also their biggest act of love. That when you love someone, you have to protect them at all costs, even if the cost is unspeakable, and they had to say, I love you so much. We have to let you go. To a child who did not know what love was until it was taken away from him the very first time. I'd like to believe that when they dropped us off at the orphanage, they cried an ocean of tears that drowned out all their sorrows. That they somehow knew we were living on borrowed time, and they feared us growing up, not growing old. That the boldest thing they've ever done was to put our destiny into the hands of a family they would never know. I'd like to believe that when we were born, They saw unlimited potential in us, only limited by their ability to nurture it. That they knew we were born for greatness, misunderstood by a Confucian society not believing in equality, and our only opportunity to become who we were destined to be was to leave South Korea behind and find an environment that would be kind to us. I'd like to believe that some nights they look up at the sky hoping that everything turned out all right for us. That every time the sky cries, I am showered with their love. Because we were more than just an afterthought in their lives, and the few years we were part of theirs brought them joy and happiness. I'd like to believe that they are happy. If the sky that we look upon should tumble and fall, and the mountain crumble to the sea, I won't cry, no I won't shed a tear, just as long as you stand by me. I'd like to believe that we were a gift to our birth parents. But maybe we weren't. Maybe we were a burden to them, an accident, a mistake, a distraction. And all they wanted was a break, and giving us away was not for our protection, but theirs. Maybe. But I really hope they didn't think so. I hope they can find refuge in the belief that we have found refuge in a loving home and family somewhere in this world. I hope that even for the briefest of moments, our existence relieved them from any pain, any doubt, any concerns about the future. I hope they are proud of us, knowing that their daughter grew up to be a doctor and their son grew up to be a word magician. I hope they have found peace with the decision to give us away, knowing they would never ever have any of the many parent-child moments they could have had. I hope they are happy. Sometimes I wonder what our birth parents were thinking when they gave us up for adoption. I wonder what my parents think of me thinking about our birth parents. I'd like to believe that everyone's proud of the decisions they've made, and I'd like to believe that me standing here right now is the proof that it all turned out quite all right. And darling, darling, stand by me, oh, stand by me, oh, darling, stand by me, stand by me. Thank you.